Ultima into a Mustang in Super 2, and then Elliot Cleary found the sand pit at turn 1, and right at the end, Zane Morse had this drama at the chase. Feel some sort of steering failure or suspension failure for him. Thankfully, green flag racing after the stall card on the grid, but Murray just a little bit wide on the restart lap at Reed Park. Heavy damage to the right rear of that Eggleston Motorsport Commodore.
Now, interestingly, timing's just clicked over to say that the field is not classified and no points. So for Cooper Murray, if that is true, that is an all-time saviour.
Yeah, going to have a massive impact on his championship tilt for the year. But then this happened up at the cut in Cameron Creek, and Zane Morse arguing over the same bit of tarmac, and then with nowhere to go, the field trying to get through. Heavy damage to lots of cars. The track actually gets blocked. Forward with Jet Johnson just shows you how violent it is in the car when all that goes down. Wasn't going to give it up without a fight. Cooper Murray had dramas at Reed Park yesterday and was flirting with the concrete wall again. Seemed like they all liked the high line coming out of McPhillamy, and then charred a heavy contact with the outside wall. It would be Super 2 without more chaos on a safety car restart.
Yeah, that was Rylan Gray to the inside of Cameron Crick. We didn't hear much else from that one in the race. Not to say it wouldn't be investigated after the race, but as it stands, Rylan Gray finished this one 6th, potentially 4th of the round. Big moment of the race, though. One of our championship title contenders taken out by another championship title contender in a laps. He wanted 9 in total. A few more drivers struggling down there at turn 1. Super 3 Nissan competitor from Matt White Motorsport, Cody Bircher, running it off down the road. Thankfully, he was able to get back going. Elliot Cleary, seen so many cars do that here.
You can't basically go, he's had a big outside front block down into 7. It does the right thing, actually gets off the brakes, because what that does is it lifts the front of the car up so it doesn't dig into the sand pit. It gets off the brakes, actually gets back in the gas to lift the front of the car up. You don't want that splitter digging in like that.
As did those ahead of him. Yeah. Also on that line. Wow, that was tight.
And then here, so that Job Stewart into the back of Tom Maxwell. Still, look at the tail light out of Maxwell's Nissan.
It never came to the pits. I'm just amazed that did not break the front steering on the car.
Johnson into the back of Maxwell. Walker into the back of Johnson.
Including Tom Maxwell did a really good job to get their cars topped and turned at turn 4. Given the dust trail that was coming off the back of that car. The Australian Rally Championship's running down south of near Bustleton this weekend.
I was wondering whether the car had knockoff and he locked the rears going down there. You see there's the outside front, which is quite strange. So did the right thing though, got off the brake pedal, so the nose of the car didn't dig into the sand, got back on the gas. Then Kai knows that, hey, I can do what I like. Jet Johnson into the back of Callum Walker. Mason Kelly. Such a shame for Mason. He made that mistake and dropped in deep in the field. Just watch how much Jet's car launches over this curb. You just see the inertia from the car jumping the curb. Runs him a little bit wide. Oh, wow. Into Walker, and then Mason Kelly. That's big damage to Kelly's car. I don't think Walker really could have done anything else himself there. I mean, he was trying to get out of the way, was pretty much rolling back straight.
Just got about every angle covered on that one. Even members of the crowd had their hands on their heads seeing that one.
So don't forget, we're deep into this race. The rear tyre on Walker's car's gone, so it doesn't take much to send him around. And look at there, he's just gathering himself. He actually gets the wheels straight, Walker on the brake pedal. Mason Kelly trying to get around the outside, and just big contact for Mason. Most of the damage was already done before he made contact with the concrete wall. That's going to take some repairing, unfortunately, again for the Kelly Racing crew. So Murray, well, Aaron Cameron was the first on the scene, and he went narrow. He could see what was going on. So did Cooper Murray. But those that are a bit further back don't really know, because you're not seeing it live right in front of you. You don't know what's going on. So you take your normal line, you know something's going on up ahead of you.
Man, at least 4 cars off the road as a result in the background, which included Elliot Cleary as well.
That was a nice job there by Mason. He actually got it to the marshal post in a really nice way.
Lucky Dalton off the road. Yeah, pretty cool thinking from the teenager to go looking for help.
Yeah. And to get one, to get it off the track, but two, to get it there. You can see the fire sign, so he's seen that and got it straight there.
Where the slippery part of the racetrack could be in second of the championship, Aaron Cameron goes through on McLeod, and Murray's got his nose stuck into this one as well. McLeod comes across and he's a goal. Oh, this could be huge. Oh, no. Oh. It's exactly what could have happened to Scott Pye all those years ago.
So, there's still visibility's poor.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Wow, that was just so scary.
Cam McLeod is okay. So it happened way back here, leaving turn 6. Aaron Cameron got the job done before turn 6. Then McLeod was trying to close the door. Cooper Murray was in there just. And right there, we held our breath, hoping that it would land. But no, it tripped over on the short circuit there.
That is right up there. And the best news of all, Cameron was able to climb out of that race car. And a big shout out to our entire medical team and our officials who were there in a heartbeat.
I dug in before the tarmac, so soft sand here.
Man, there's a lot of energy coming out of that car as it does that.
Right there, that one. It's going to do a lot of damage to the car.
Oof, we know they race hard in the Dunlop series. No quarter asked or given there. It's actually sort of ironic that Scott Pye had another moment here on the front straight that had that sort of overlap
in that
with
car.
Jack LeBrock in similar circumstances. Man, that is a big one. Were you one of the
it was myself, Rick Kelly and Scott Pye, and I was up the inside of both Rick and Scott. Scott didn't know I was there, came all the way across on Rick, thinking Rick had room. And Scott, thankfully, didn't go over. It was just how strong these cars are. So here's Max Vidot over the curbs at turn 7 or 8 and just locked the front and straight one. That one didn't look like any real response from the turn into 8. You can see everyone else the way that they jumped the curbs, but Max wasn't able to get to the curb.
There you go. We're setting up an interview with Cooper Murray in the pit lane at Darwin on the Thursday. We said, can we push the car out to the sun, boys? And they went, whoa, he's around. It's like he got tagged in the left rear. Stop it before we get to the fence. It's like he got tagged in the left rear by Anton a couple of years ago. It's like what Shane would have seen here.
And then you jump on the brake pedal at turn 13 and the rear tyres are hot. Whoa, just around it goes.
Does the field get through here? Garth said Crayon's got to navigate turn 2. He's done that. Oh, big drama, big drama. The field is going everywhere. Bates gets through it.
Wiggle through the middle, wiggle through the middle. Get to the right, get to the right. Get to the right, get through there.
The championship combatants. McLeod's car freshly rebuilt and torn to pieces again.
Let's try and pick this up, Chad. So this is leaving turn 2 around the kink, and it's Vaughan and Murray that get together, and then behind, McLeod's trying to slow it down. Bates gets into the back of him, but you see damage at the back of Bates as well, so he would have been getting pushed.
There's a number of drivers buried in the middle of this who did a really good job to walk away with less damage than they could have. Man. Cooper Murray said to me in Bathurst, it's been the worst start he's ever had to a championship in his entire career, and it continues here today.
This is Callum Walker. This is right at the back of the field, so he's done a nice job here. Get on the brakes as the world stops in front of him. And how do you pick your way through that, Chad? Simply sit and wait.
Vaughan's cop probably the worst of it.
With Cooper Murray, it was all the right-hand side. So it's one of those things very similar with uprights and suspension damage. Both teams are reporting the cars are straight and ready to go.
And it was all about Jack Perkins yesterday. Took that awesome Boost Mobile pole position and then absolutely smashed.
Some more of it over the next day or two as well. So Birch has gone defensive and Cody Gillis has gone, well, Zane Morse, if you're going around the outside, I'm coming up the inside and then up the inside, does open the wheel up quite a bit. Bang, Zane Morse probably deserved to have a bit more real estate, a bit more tarmac than that.
Hanging on, Perkins, that lead up to 5.3 seconds, and jeepers, we've had a big one.
Yeah. Safety car come
down
to
here at
stand
turn 2.
Who is that?
Safety car deploy, safety car deploy.
Is that Dean Fiore?
Dean Fiore, yep. It certainly was, Chad. There were lots of other stories through yesterday's race. This is on board with Dean Fiore, the run down to turn 2. Oh, A brake failure of some description, and that car went from 150 kilometres an hour up the inside. Now this is turn 3. Look at the top of the screen. Oh, big contact, like 5 of them into each other. And the Tickford cars, they're all going. Oh, T-Max Charter into the back. There's Aaron Cameron. He's second in the championship, so that's why he's down in the field. He's actually recovered nicely now, back up to 16th. And here we go. Oh, contact between Charter and Cameron. That's why we saw Cameron high, wide and handsome leaving turn 6.
Stewards have been quick on the button as well. They have
made him vulnerable down to 7. T-Max is trying to get up the inside, and Aaron Cameron's just got his teammate. Mason Kelly now across the grass.
Cam McLeod, watch out.
This is classic Sandown.
He's doing the jump and the water splash down there. That is classic Sandown. Wow, it landed so hard it bent the fender. At the rear of that car, well and truly sideways, and just airborne again. And again, just like yesterday, creases the front quarter panel on that car. Here's Callum Walker, and he was only really cruising at this point.
Wasn't he? Oh,
wow.
No.
Oh, just slightly. It's not too bad. I wonder how close Bircher was. Here comes Ordino.
Well, he was out of control, wasn't he, before the break? He got the yellow line, then skates his way off in the VF Commodore in Super 3. Try as you might, you're parked.
To the inside goes Jordan Sinney on Aaron Cameron, second in the points. And Tommy Maxwell's out wide and actually getting shoved completely off the road. And that'll be very difficult. They slide their way. Cody Gillis up on the curbs. There's Cooper Murray trying to peel his way up through the field. He's got some spots to make up. Oh, and there's drama here with Tony Ordino facing backwards. Nope. It was mechanical when he hit the fence, all right.
Wow. Taking the corner in 5th gear across the top. They straight line it. Oh, that's a hard hit. Meantime, this is Mason Kelly.
Whoa.
All 4 wheels in the air, and the Bremik GTS Transport Mustang in the middle of turn 2 and 3.
Flag, safety car, come to standby.
Wow, came in with a lot of speed. Oh, that must be a sinking feeling. Did wipe off a bit of speed before it made contact with the fence.
It's almost following the wheel tracks of Callum Walker's moment, but he hit the car straight on. Oh. Ruben Goodall rides the curb, he surfs up, and Gillis might pickpocket the spot here in the Balzamine Cafe. Makes contact with the G-Technic car, and how close are they to overlapping and facing the wrong direction?
Yeah, well, Tom Maxwell's in this one now as well in the Super 3 car, trying to spoil the party as off goes Vidal. And McLeod, the re-entry is going to be oh so tight, and there's more contact. Cleary had nowhere to go except to the grass.
Yeah. Taking maybe 2 or 3 off into the gravel. Looking back at Stewart's car, and it's McLeod doing what he's done all weekend and finding the muddier patch on the inside. He will do it again later in the lap. He was sort of squeezed out there with Perkins in the middle with Jordan Sinney and the Car City holding on the outside.
Now, I reckon that's the 5th or maybe even 6th time we've seen that car off at that bit of the road. And he was also off at another part of the road later. So for Goodall, it all started at the top of the hill. It was like running downhill, just couldn't catch his own legs. And then bang, Gillis gets into the back of him. Maxwell didn't help things. Try and unpick what's happened here. This is off the restart. Bang, there goes Bircher. That went hard into the fence. Ellie, it was the Gillies car, wasn't it? That was in the vicinity of it. This will give us more of an idea what happened. Oh, whack.
One in, one out.
It was a huge, and I wonder if this might be Gillies running off the road. Well, this is, Max Vidal got spun around. I wondered why he dropped down the pack.
And did he get out of it? He did. Now that's a miracle recovery.
Not bad. Cam McLeod's coming to the pits, by the way.
Yeah.
With his 15-second penalty on top of that.
Busy day for race control.
And then this will be... Oh, wow, what happened to Ruben Goodall? Could also have something to say with how the Spitwater car ended up with a puncture. And while we're at it, that's what happened to Cody Gillis. Spare a thought for the team who have to queue up the replays in the Dunlop series.
It's always a worry.
He'll be busier than anyone else. And this as well, Max Vidal chasing Aaron Shields. Aaron's got it all locked up, and if that car gets stuck there, we could be in for...
Team Medical Australia van up there. Here it is once again at the top. You're looking at nearly 200 Ks at that top of the mountain. There's that bit of the car just whacking the wall camera at the top of the mountain there as well. So the first real victim in this session. Maxwell at the bottom of the shot, but watch the top. It's Cody Bircher. Slams the wall hard up there. Third in last year's Toyota 86 series. In fact, won the final race here of the weekend. That's why we have mounted wall cameras for a reason up there.
In the great race, he brought out the first safety car of the day. Whoa, that's gone in real quick.
Oh, was it the tyre wall? I think it was. Hard to see through all the dust being kicked up from these 30.
Even to the parts that were coming out of this car, it was crawling to a stop. So similar to Aaron Love's crashing last year after he won on Friday. Oh, that's just... Occasionally you see an incident where it's so hard to watch because you know that how much work's gone into that team lately. And that's one of them. Major components coming out of that car.
Shaft coming out the back of the car too. There's a spring wheeling its way across the track. So the Fletcher insulation entry. There is Mason walking away from...
Had a crushed header yesterday, which is why it made that awful tractor sound up and down the front straight. Here's the replay of just what happened. Such heavy contact with the fence up at Reed Park. Got it just a little bit wide on the entry. Caused the rear end to step around. Here it is from inside Kai's point of view. Oh, that must be a horrible feeling when you know what's coming.
He did his best to correct it, but ultimately the wall would sneak up on him there.
The general consensus after that crash was that that car would not be back for the race, maybe today.
Let's look at some of the replays, some earlier incidents, and there's a classic shot here across the mountain. Who dares wins, don't they? Ooh. Oh, and that's Ruben Goodall squaring off the wall. The G Technic car now runs in 7th position. Oh, no! Fado got the wall.
Could be big. Can he turn it in again? Oh, somehow.
Gets away with this one. That'll be a miracle. Look at this in slow-mo. Out towards the grate. You meant to turn from this point. It just squared off the Kenwood Holmes entry. Glancing the wall.
Trans Am background, but yeah, first time here in the mountain in a supercar, so a lot to learn. And a quick shout out to Armin Charter as well. It's his birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday, Armin Charter.
He kept that quiet.
Didn't he just? Oh, Brown has just dropped that on everyone. That's exactly his birthday now.
12 seconds was the margin. Here's what happened. Oh, teammates got the wall before the turn in and parked the car in the blind spot as Elliot Cleary arrived on the scene, and that'll give Cody Bircher the win in Super 3.
When he led the Super 3 Championship and lost it at turn 8 in Adelaide. Oh, what a strange place to lose it coming out of the dipper. I've seen too many drivers have an incident like that one before. And they were able to drive a car on 7 cylinders yesterday, Matt, to the checkered flag. You won't be able to drive one on 3 wheels.
No. Did he get the wall on the inside of the Gazoo dipper, perhaps? Here it is. Let's have a listen.
This curve on the right-hand side here. Oh. Wow. I just don't believe it.
So Cameron, as he did in the original start, already has 1.4 seconds. His first lap starts amazing. Oh, the track, Job Stewart lucky not to snooker the field in the process. And he'll get away with this. How?
Oh, man, that was wild. That could potentially drop him off the podium. There's more going on. Dalton into the door of Vado. Oh, and he's around in front of half the field as well. Sweeney avoids the danger, as does Maxwell just. Love it. This is the sort of action we've become used to over the last few years. I'd say they're racing for sheep stations, but they're racing for more. And that is just wild. How did he pick that gap? So huge lockup, tries to square off the corner. Must know at that point he's in trouble. And just watch car 6 on the brakes there. That is good driving from Lockie Dalton.
Craig Lowndes will be looking going, yeah, I had that twice here back in 07. And then it got worse for Dalton down here, making the move on Max Vado. Squeezed up on the curb and then spun around in front of the field. Everybody avoiding that car that was in the middle of the course.
Oh, good heads-up driving that time from Jared Hughes. So they're showing some good awareness at least. And the danger is in front of him. How about Maxwell there? Whoa! And on top of the mountain at the elbow, this is Jonathan Webb down the inside. Oh, and there was actually contact for the lead in Super 3. I was wondering how the 999 got its damage. So a bit of aggression there from Sweeney. Nice move from Jono Webb. Sweeney thought he'd try follow him through. Get the the bottom of what's happened down here at turn 4.
Oh, okay, there. So heavy contact with the wall, leaving turn 3. Oh, wow, it's plucked the whole corner out of the car. So it's going to have no brakes, Chad. It's going to have no front brakes. That's why it's gone in here quicker than you'd expect. Oh, and he's just caught the edge of it.
Yuck.
That's why it all looked so strange. There was no tyre bundle in front of the concrete block.
Oh, that's nasty. Now, that word passed on that Ruben is okay. Which is good news. And there goes the 4th wheel. So in real time, I don't think this is going to be much prettier.
Once that wheel leaves the race car, it's broken a brake line. He'll have no front brakes. The pedal would have gone on the floor. And heavy contact. Thankfully, he did get the tyre bundle that precedes the concrete block.
Thank you, Rihanna. The replays don't get any easier. And neither does that shot there, seeing that car on the flat. And they've got a bit of work tonight to get that car fixed up and back out on track. Which is a shame. How did it happen?
So it was Mason Kelly and Matt Charter arguing over the apex. Oh, and Thomas Maxwell. So not able to get it turned. Max Vidot basically took avoiding action and nosed it into the tyre bundle, but heavy contact to the front. Reduce any opportunity for safety car, but it's certainly not going to help him. Oh, that is, he literally just
look at the mirror here. Here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And just tweaked it.
Big understeer in the mid-corner. Here's Vidot, understeer out to the wall. So that's the difference. Chad, you mentioned that he was centimetres away from a championship.
A bit of a miss, turn 14.
Yeah, I think the wind direction changed. Oh,
no! Kai slipped off the road. He nearly did it on the opening lap of the race. And as the cars slip by, so too potentially is this Dunlop Series Championship and the dream of being the first to go back-to-back. What has happened to Kai Allen, the first to blink?
He was on the slide, coming off the curb at the second last corner. Just dropped the wheel in the grass. It got away from him. Easy to do there, but big pressure. He used a lot of the curb at the second last corner, and it spat him. And look at the rears. It's got the rears heavily locked.
I've always been told to observe how
turn 8, which is north of 215k an hour when they get back on the gas. Oh, Allen now has decided to send one up the inside.
Oh no!
And Cameron into the wall. So Kai Allen was up the inside at turn 4. We were on board when he did it.
He's second. It's first who will gain the advantage, and here it is again.
So here's Allen up the inside. He's a long way up there. Whether Aaron Cameron knew he was coming or not. The end result is Cameron found himself in the tyre barrier. And Allen progressed on. So Aaron Cameron finds himself back in 5th. Here we are on board.
Oh, what a sinking feeling that must be. It's Aaron Cameron.
So here we are, Cam McLeod got the inside curb and I was going to say scrapes, but hit the outside wall at turn 8. Oof.
Oh, and got the camera too.
The steering wheel not getting the response. Here's the replay, and it was Aaron Cameron.
Oh.
Very similar to what we saw from Cam McLeod. Oh, so Charter was actually wide. I wouldn't mind betting he had some damage.
That was like two people on a sidewalk when you accidentally walk head-on into each other.
You go left. No, you go left. So I think Charter, yeah, he has. He's got damage from and he's decided I'm going to take it back to the paddock. And Mason Kelly wasn't really sure what Matt Charter was up to.
One last twist to sign off. And Car City is stuck in the city of Adelaide down there for Jordan Sitting. That's unfortunate. He's been putting together a pretty good campaign so far this year. And boy, these two, they weren't going home without wondering, were they, this week?
They weren't going quietly into the night, that's for sure. So watch here, Cam McLeod trying to get up the inside. They argue over this bit of real estate there. And it's actually done a steering arm as well. You can see straight away the smoke, that's power steering. So the load that goes through the steering when the contact happens blows the seal. And then he tries to turn, and you can see the steering arm's broken. And then off he goes up the escape.